welcome all 101 of you. There's 101 of you here. Thank you so much for doing that. We made the goal well before March 1st. In exchange, I'm going to do a cool deck tech using the stuff we talked about yesterday. We're going to utilize the Zabu tech. We're going to build it together. We might do some gameplay. This might just be another deck build video. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy. So if you don't know, I'm D, also known as MTF Doom on Marvel Snap. We do daily Marvel content here. We were shooting for 100 subscribers. I'm lost now because I've been asking to help me get to 100 for so long, and now we're there. I don't know. What's the next goal? Tell me in the comments. Are we going straight to 1 million? Let's just skip all the intermediate goals and shoot for 1 mil. I think that's a reasonable expectation of this channel. All right. We're going to do a negative deck. Y'all know, you know how much I love the Mr. Negative deck. We have new tech in the form of the Zabu nerf, which is a buff to negative specifically. So we're going to add that in right away. We already talked about this as well, but Psylocke, I don't know why I pretend I like the pixel variants. I don't. I'm switching back to the other one. And then the other thing that got buffed, we'll go over this as well. So basically, Zabu got nerfed. I believe it was yesterday's video I talk about how while the effect is worse, the card is not actually worse, it is just different because it can make cool decks like this more viable. Because the fact that it comes down a turn earlier, it used to be a 3-2, it's now a 2-2. The fact that it comes down on turn 2 instead of on turn 3 means you have less explosive turn 4, 5, and 6, but you have faster turn 4s in decks where you want a specific turn 4 play to happen. The best play in the Mr. Negative deck is Mr. Negative. Always and forever. Unless it's turn 6. And being able to play him on turn 3 is way better than playing on turn 4. We don't have magic. That would be a huge upgrade to this deck. We don't have her. If you have her, you should include it. We're going to see what we can do. They also nerfed Silver Surfer, so this will not be... The reason we're rebuilding is because we had a Mr. Negative Surfer deck, but with the nerf to Surfer, I don't think that deck is very good anymore. And then we have Wong, which is another card that if you play on turn 3, you're just way better off than playing on turn 4. So got functionally buffed by the Zabu change. So this is the base. We have 2 ways of getting a turn 3 sort of game-breaking play, and we have 2 payoffs so far. We're going to take a look. Are there any other 4-drops that we see that would be absolutely back-breaking on turn 4 and are good getting negatived? I don't see any. You're seeing the same screen as me. I don't think you see any. So, let's start in order. Do we have 1-drops? Kind of. We could technically play Sunspot. In general, in the negative list, I don't think 1-drops are very good. I'm going to refrain. We're going to go to 2 cost. I already have it sorted by... Oh, no. I'm going to sort by power. Because we want the ones up here and not so much the ones down here. Alright, 2 cost. We want something with 1 or 0 power. We can make... I said before, we can make Adam Warlock work in this deck. I think it's kind of forced. I don't really like it. I like Angela quite a lot. I don't know if she's very good, but I like her. So we're going to play Angela, mostly because we want quite a few zeros. 0 power, because it lets you hold off until turn 6 and sort of deploy a bunch of stuff that your opponent isn't really expecting all at once. And that's like usually a better play than just playing out each negative card in order as you draw them. We got the 3s. These are the ones we really don't want to see, but honestly, there's some really good picks. We're going to go Wolfsbane. Wolfsbane is fine if it ends up being like a 3-5. It's good if it ends up being a 3-7, but if you invert it and you play it into like if you invert it, it's great. If you play it into the Wong lane, it's great. Just in general, quite good. And, like, isn't the worst thing to go Angela Wolfsbane. It's not great, but, like, you know, if your game plan isn't really coming together, you need to be able to deploy some, like, you just need to be able to play cards. Like, that's just part of the game. You're not always going to have the Psylocke or Zabu into negative, but, you know, we persevere. The other big one for me is Ironheart. Obviously, Ironheart and Wong just go together really well. Ironheart inverted is really good, right? Ironheart, at minimum, being a 3-0 that actually nets you 6 power, so being functionally a 3-6, is good. Ironheart inverted becomes a 0-9, which is exceptional. Ironheart with Wong becomes a 3-12. Ironheart inverted with Wong becomes a 0-15. So a 0-15 is pretty good. That's usually game breaking. Usually your opponent can't beat the 0-15 plus you playing a 6 cost. Or another card on 6, I suppose. Not really a 6 cost. Mystique. Because of what we're going to do a little later, we're going to include Mystique. I don't think just hitting Wong is good enough, but we do have one more exceptionally good hit. And there are some amount of games, a not absolutely zero amount of games, where her just flipping to a 0-3 and being like part of your play on turn 6 is going to win you the game anyway. It's not ideal. You really do want to copy stuff, but you know, these things happen sometimes. We also have our first option of a tech card in Rogue. We can't play Enchantress because she can't flip. She stays a 4-4 after the negative. But Rogue getting flipped to a 1-3, or just being a 3-1 that steals the Devil Dino effect is quite good for us. So we can play Rogue in this deck, which is great. Because it is hard to fit tech cards in the negative deck. We already went over the 4s. We don't have any 5s. Again, one of them would be Magic if we had her, but we don't. So the other one, again, not going to even front like I like the pixel variants anymore. Iron Man is sort of an auto-include. This is also the reason we're including Mystique. If it was just Mystique and Wong, we would not bother. If it was Mystique and Zabu, we wouldn't bother, because the Zabu change sort of dictates that we don't really need the double reduction, right? Because we're not trying to do that anymore, like you might have been previously. We have a couple more options here, and honestly, I think we might take them, because I don't think there's any 6. Oh, we could do Zola. Zola can be quite funny. Do we want to try doing a Zola thing? Like Wolfsbane? No, because you can't Wolfsbane. No, I don't think we have enough good hits to want to play Arnim Zola. So, we're going to do White Tiger, because it's quite good with Wong. And again, flipping to a 1-5, that also adds 7 power. And also, DC is the hot location right this second. And so there's a little bit of added value to the, if you don't know, oh my lord, the Tiger is just considered vanilla. So it'll get buffed by DC. It gets buffed by Patriot. Like, I don't have Patriot, but, you know, it's something. To note also, if you ever come up against the DC or Patriot deck, if you rogue an ability off one of their cards, it will now get buffed by Patriot. Just so you know, it becomes a vanilla card, so Patriot buffs it, and that has lost me games before. Okay, we're off topic. Last card. What's the last card going to be? Is it going to be Devil Dino? Is it going to be Blue Marvel? Is it going to be Leech? I think it's got to be one of those 3. There's nothing else, right? I guess if we take off. Is there anything here we see that we want? I used to like playing Bishop quite a lot. I don't know that I like Bishop in this deck anymore. Having seen what Bishop is capable of next to Mysterio, I don't think I like him in this one. Oh, do we want to high roll and add? Let's do Jubilee. I was playing Jubilee for a little while, and then I ended up not playing her because I was playing the, again, I was playing the Silver Surfer variant, and when Jubilee hits Surfer on 4, and doesn't do anything, it was just a 4-1 that pulled a 3-0 that did nothing, you're just really sad about it. But without the like the only bad hit now is Mystique, which is a bad hit. Don't get me wrong, I'm not happy if we pull Mystique, but other than that, you know, there's less. It's not so backbreaking. Like, losing your Silver Surfer out of your deck when you're like able to negative and could have done something really, really good with it is really backbreaking. Pulling out a Mystique and, like, you know, still having the option to draw something else is, and it didn't like ruin your, like, pulling Mystique doesn't ruin your game plan, I guess is what I'm trying to say in sort of a roundabout way. So this is what we're going to be playing going into what'll be tomorrow's video, regardless of when I end up actually recording it. I think this is going to be a really strong deck. Again, I wish we had Magic. Currently, I have Shauna in my token shop, although I don't have like any tokens. Yeah, I have 400. I think if Magic pops up in my token shop, I'm probably gonna pin it. Oh yeah, we got a new card back too. Let's woo, Game of the Year card back. What's up? No, you know what? This one looks more negative, right? Let's do that one. Okay. So yeah, that's it. This is gonna be the deck. I think it's gonna be quite strong. I think right now is the time to play it if you like Mr. Negative decks. And I know a lot of you probably very recently got Mr. Negative because he's in a bundle in the shop right now. So if you're looking for like an entry-level Mr. Negative deck, I would play something like this. If you don't have Zabu but you have Magic, swap them out. If you don't have Zabu or Psylocke, maybe hold off until you have at least one of them, preferably two. I think having 2 hits really, really makes this deck viable. I mean, the deck was viable anyway. Honestly, Mr. Negative is just quite a good card. The other thing that I would include would be Bast, I think it's called. The 1-drop that turns everything in your hand becomes a 3-power card. That is functionally, in a lot of ways, like a negative. You know, the best play you can make is negative as early as possible. And the worst cards in your deck are the ones that start in your hand, right? Right? That's like how this deck works. So Bast kind of fixes that because it solves the my cards are bad until turn 4 part of this deck, which is cool. I don't have Bast either. I think that might be a Series 5 card. Might even be 6. So yeah, that's, like I said, that's it for today. I thank you so much. I hope that you found this video elucidating, enlightening, and enriching, as always. I hope that, you know, if you have any questions, I just, you know, I'm really in the mood to like help people. I'm really in the mood to just talk about the game. I kind of got roped back into Magic recently. I'm playing like tiny leaders. I literally have just like 14 decks laid out in front of me, and I'm trying to figure out what I actually want to build to like play this stupid format. I'm in that kind of mood. If you got questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll answer them. Hop on the Discord. I got like 2 active users on Discord, but I'd love to have more to just talk about this stupid game and these decks and whatever. I'm trying to be better about posting on it, but you could join in the conversation. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.